Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today this is a very special one. And some of you might be able to tell already that there's been a change to the camera setup, and that is because I have finally got around to doing a long-planned, long-dreamed of renovation to the film space. So the film space has changed over the years that Laptop Retrospective has been around. First, it was a kitchen island, and then it was another kitchen island. And then after that, I took some of the material that was left over from the second kitchen island and I moved everything downstairs so I had a permanent place that I could leave set up and filmed. And like all good temporary solutions, it became a long-term solution. Now, there were a lot of benefits. I could leave everything set up. I was able to walk down, flip the camera on, flip the lights on, and begin to film. However, there were a lot of technical limitations because the only thing that I could film was the tabletop in front of me without you seeing kind of the messy clutter that was around and the unfinished walls of the basement and that sort of thing. But I have something really cool to show you, and let me just change the cameras. So here we are. This is the renovated studio, if you will. There's a brand new 5-foot tabletop here for me to work off of, which is pretty cool. And then I have all of the old shelving that you might have caught in a few of the other videos. I've got some beautiful ThinkPads and books on display back here and a couple of other odds and sods. And there's a few other advantages. So I have this camera here, obviously. I have this camera up here filming the tabletop. And then I've dug out this document camera, which I will be able to use for all sorts of close-ups of machines and other products that I'll be looking to film. So that's going to be really, really handy because I know that some of the feedback was that sometimes you couldn't see things up close that you wanted to see up close. There was some focus issues, and it's not that I wasn't aware of all of these things, but it was going to be a challenge to fix the problem in a way that I would be happy with in the long term. And I'm really happy to say thanks to, 2 or 3 very specific people, and you know who you are, this has been able to happen. So I've got paneling up to kind of hide the unfinished walls. I've been able to construct this brand new bench with some help, and I've been able to utilize a whole bunch of technology and products that I've kind of been storing up. So I have a wireless microphone now as opposed to the wired lapel that used to go to the camera, and sometimes the batteries would die in that and I would forget to check and would waste an entire take. I've also got a IBM ThinkPad keyboard over here, which I'm using to control a mini PC, which I reviewed for the channel many, many years ago. This conference camera is about to be reviewed on the channel, just working on finishing the little details on that. And obviously you've seen the document camera in a previous video too. So all of this has kind of come together, and I'm now using OBS Studio to do the main or principal photography, I guess you could call it, rather than just dumping everything to memory cards and then uploading the individual files. And what that means is I'm actually able to get a much smaller file, transfer that from the mini PC here to the home server, and then edit that footage on my main computer in the office upstairs. So the workflow has increased in quality, I think. I've definitely been able to add things like additional camera angles very, very easily that I wasn't able to do before. And I'm just really looking forward to what the next chapter of Laptop Retrospective looks like. Now, it might not seem like you had a huge hand in this renovation, but I want you to know that you absolutely did. This is a project that only through you watching and engaging with the content would be possible. I would not have had the spare change to really do all of this the way that I wanted to if it wasn't for things like YouTube ad revenue. Now, I know that there's been some suggestions about finding other ways to directly support the channel, and quite frankly, I just don't know enough about what would make sense for you, the community, to do that, which is why I've been kind of hesitant to dive into that. If you have suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And I really hope you enjoyed this update. We're celebrating 26,000 subscribers, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So once again, I want to thank you all for watching, and as you've probably gotten used to me doing, I'll see you next time.